Be humble, sit down. Be humble, sit down. Be humble, sit down. Be humble, sit down. Be humble, sit down.
Alright, we're starting this video off a little weird, and it's probably going to be a bit of a scattered video, but I got these eBay control arm covers and subframe brace. It's kind of cringe, not gonna lie. I just like the way they look, and they don't really detract anything from the car, other than just having one more thing to keep clean. But they're not structural, they're really cheap. I'll show right here like what the packaged items look like. It comes with hardware. I don't really trust the hardware. Anything that's going to be going through an arm, I'm just going to go get better bolts. They provide longer ones, but I'm not going to use them. Other than that, though, it's kind of just like dress up stuff for the rear subframe. I don't know why no one makes billet lower control arms for this car, but they don't exist. So the covers are really the only thing you can do to kind of spruce things up down there. So the like knockoff Beaks tie bar that they send must be universal because it is drilled incorrectly. So I'm just gonna drill new holes for the bracket that they sent, and then tomorrow I'm going to be doing the brakes. So I might jump cut to that. I'm not sure yet. It kind of depends on how the day pans out, but I'm hoping to finish up the tie bar tomorrow, along with the brakes. So kind of just lumping it all into one big video here. So yeah. All right, so this is the brace, and then this is the tie bar. I don't have the brackets out here with me because I already measured them to drill, but I made marks on where holes need to be made, and then I'm gonna kind of just mock it up, make sure everything fits. It's not going to be the most structurally sound mounting point because obviously it's made to have two, and with moving the bracket off the edge, I'm going to end up with just one. So I don't know. I might come up with a solution for that. It depends on how it feels. In all honesty, I think this is probably going to scrape a little bit, so this is the only thing that I might try to actually make somewhat integral to the well-being of the whole assembly. But other than that, yeah, like I said, it's just kind of like bling. This came a lot faster than I thought it was going to, so I'm a little bit underprepared now because I was hoping to mostly focus on brakes, but I have the lift at my buddy's tomorrow for the day, so I'm thinking I might just take advantage of not having to bend over as much, so we'll see. There's the pilot hole. All right, so I have the tie bar on the bracket. Nothing's tight yet. I'm gonna go grab some Loctite for the bolts just because I don't want this to like rattle loose and fly off. But yeah, that's how this goes. This bolt's stripped out immediately, so I don't know. That's probably just gonna have to be as good as it gets. These don't have nuts on the back. They just thread into the brace, which is actually significantly thicker than I thought it was going to be, so you can see the ends poking out there. But yeah, so this is this piece done. I'm gonna Loctite these nuts. Honestly, I think with the thickness of this bracket, I'm not too worried about it getting loose or anything if it's Loctite, so I'm just gonna run it. Okay, so good news is that Ace had the bolt, and you can see the old ones in the middle, the 8.8, they had 10.9, so we'll have better grade bolts. And yeah, I mean, you can even kind of see the heads are a little bit different, but I'm sure it's nothing too notable. But needless to say, more peace of mind for me to know that there's a higher grade bolt going through it, and got thread lock for these. So All right, we're at the lift. It's gonna be kind of sporadic filming. It's raining outside. All I brought is my phone, so kind of bear with me. But I'm gonna do a quick oil change while I wait for the brakes to cool, and then we'll get going. All right, I am almost through doing the oil, and I thought this would be a great time to talk about a couple things. So I don't know how much oil you guys put in your Civics. My K20 usually takes exactly 5 quarts. It's like the whole bottle will put it right to the top mark in the dipstick. I also usually use a little bit of this product, and this isn't by any means a sponsor, but Engine Restore. So when I had my EG sedan, it was burning a lot of oil because the rings were gone because the car sat for a long time. And we used this product in that car when we were just trying to limp it along before we did the rings. And it significantly decreased the amount of oil it was burning. Now I know the rings in the K20s for these cars were a little bit lower tension rings, so they let a little bit more blow by happen, burn a little bit. So I definitely don't use the whole bottle, but I do just a little bit. This says 6-cylinder formula. The only difference is how much is in the bottle. They're saying to use the whole thing. I definitely wouldn't, but I use it kind of like an additive. I want to say I notice the oil consumption decrease a little bit since I've started using it. I also only use Pennzoil Platinum. I also noticed that by switching to Pennzoil, Mobil 1 is thin, bro. Mobil 1 burns. In every Honda I've had, Mobil 1 just went through it like water. So if you're running Mobil 1, I would step up to like 5W40. If you're using Pennzoil, I'm using Pennzoil Platinum 5W30. But yeah, just thought I'd mention that while I'm in here. I'm gonna finish up filling it up and then put it back in the air and start taking the brakes apart. All right, so here's what we're working with. I got Wildwood 4-piston calipers with Wildwood pads, and I don't know the brand, but they're braided lines. I bought these all used. Got a great deal. I want to shout out Michael, who I bought these from. He's been super helpful. Got me part numbers for everything in case I need to replace everything. The calipers have a Fastbrakes conversion kit, so you can see this bracket. It's added, allows these to bolt right onto the car. And then I'm going to be running 350Z rotors, and he sent me the adapter rings for that too. All the hardware is with the kit, so in theory this should be pretty straightforward. He also sent me a TLS master cylinder, so if all goes well, that'll go in the car too. If not, that might be a future project, but just wanted to show what we're working with here. Alrighty, so I got one wheel mocked up. I just wanted to make sure everything was going to clear before I started taking lines off and whatnot, so no contact. I need to trim the dust shield a little bit, but that's how it sits. They're not huge, but they fill the wheel a lot more than stock. So, all right, so I ran into a snag with getting the calipers just on. None of the brackets are marked, so like this is gonna be terrible. There we go. These pieces are supposedly symmetrical, I think. The Wildwood calipers are also symmetrical, but I can only get them to go on with the pairs with the bleeders like facing down, and the lines aren't long enough that I feel comfortable running and like almost kinking. Plus there's the axle and stuff to worry about getting through, so I think it's just coincidental. I cleaned up my knuckle a little bit, shaved it just a hair, and now it seems like they thread on comfortably, so I'm just gonna flip them so that the not the bleeder, I said bleeder faces down, the input line for the caliper was facing down on both, and I'd prefer it to be facing up just so I can route the line better. So I cleaned them both up a little bit. I also decompressed the pistons in both. Since I took the brackets off, I'm gonna put Loctite on them again, and then once these are on the car, then I will catch up with you again.
The real folks strap to push your ass fuck you. Don't get your hot one to get my rap 66 down. The real folks strap to push your ass fuck you. Don't get your hot one to get my rap 66 down. The real folks strap to push your ass fuck you. Don't get your hot one to get my rap 66 down. The real folks strap to push your ass fuck you.
if you can't tell by the very obvious brake dust on my face, things are going a little bit less smooth than they were prior. The braided lines that came in the kit are really tight going on the stock line. I don't like how tight they are, and then they're not seating well, so the line's still a little leaky. So Zach's on his way to try to help me with that. And then on the driver's side, the hard line, where the hard line meets the bracket there and transfers to soft, when I spin the nut, the whole hard line starts to twist. So I'm soaking it in PB. Might hit it with heat. We'll see. Trying to figure out what to do there. So 2 different problems on either side of the car, and that's the way it goes. That's pretty much par for the course.
I mean, you
Zach,
can, but like...
Zach's going to town on the bracket. He also brought this, and we played the game of guess what size the fitting is by brute forcing it. And he tapped and died both, and it looks like it's gonna sit now. So
Wow, hey,
until
so,
then we hit things.
I mean, everything's a hammer, but...
Everything is a hammer. There's a big hammer right here.
Give me a hammer? Yeah, that would be kind of cool. Thanks, guy.
Nice. All right, so the conclusion was that we just rethreaded both ends of the line. May or may not have just forcefully changed the pitch on both, but they tighten up now. So
We're calling that a win.
oh, that's a huge win. That's a big fat dub. So pretty soon we'll be starting to bleed. I'm piddling around with the rear subframe brace to see if I can figure out if it'll go on real quick, and if it looks like it won't, then I'm not doing it right now. But that's kind of where things are. Zach to the rescue, as usual.
Always help the homies.
He's so sick of me.
It's unreal. Were the Spanish people cooking today?
I got the red one.
Don't you like the red salsa?
For you.
Oh, for me?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, no.
Wildwood, Tim Westwood TV.
So,
Oh God.
it's tight, but you are never putting the bracket back.
Wildwood brakes, 350Z, whatchamacallsums.
It's gonna be crazy when the voice changes with no
No context at all.
context at all.
So we got a K20 Yadarin. What a motherfucker. Can I cuss on here?
No, it gets
Oh.
monetized.
We have a K20 with a air blower on there.
Air blower.
A air blower with a Wildwood brakes with 350Z
Fantastic.
rotors, and we're on a lift. We're doing brakes on a lift because we're bougie.
Because 77%.
Oh, because you have a bad back.
Don't say you. It's we.
Okay, y'all.
Thank you.
Got a bad back.
Damn.
My back hurts from
Disrespect is
carrying
on.
them.
Alright, pump the brakes.
And we're getting aneurysms from...
Down.
I'm sorry. Oh, they got to communicate. You ready?
Down.
Down.
Up.
Up.
Down.
Down.
Up.
Up.
Down. This is stressful.
Yeah, because you guys are losers. Look how he pumps.
It's don't.
You're a 3-pump jump.
Up. Down.
See?
Down.
Oh, we had to blur it for the viewers. I missed Zach's ass crack.
Yo, don't.
Sorry.
That's on my OnlyFans, man.
Now I have to censor it.
I get the bleep.
Yeah.
Oh, I miss Zach's beep. Oh my gosh.
Who invited this guy? I invited this guy. Fuck. Down.
Watch it squirt.
Up.
Shit.
How you
All right,
doing,
we're
guys?
done. We did it. Zach saved the day. Justis
No.
saved the day too.
I just showed up.
Everything's back on the car, and we're gonna go bed the brakes. We didn't do the master because ran out of time, and honestly, I don't really think it's gonna need it.
I don't think so.
It's really not. These aren't even nearly as big as I thought they were going to be within the wheel. Looking at them off the car, so I'm not too concerned. Alright, it's been so long since I started filming this video that my entire appearance has changed. Sorry about that. Nothing I can do about it though. So a few things happened that I didn't really discuss, kind of moved on, and I needed to kind of circle back and talk about. So the biggest one being the LCA braces went on. It's pretty intuitive. What you get in the kit will probably be different between like what supplier you buy from. It's all just like Chinese bullshit.
Can I cuss on here?
So depending on what vendor sells you the kit, it might fit differently than what I had. So I don't really want to go into too many specifics because it could be very different for you. The brakes had some problems. We actually test drove it after the last shot you saw of us in the garage, and both front wheels wobbled because the the rotors didn't seat, because the set screws that I drilled out from the OEM rotors still had nubs that were a little bit raised that I didn't think were going to contact the rotor itself, but because of the differences in the rotors for the 350Z rotors and my OEM rotors, they did. So we had to take everything back off, shave down the hubs, put everything back together. That solved that problem, but then both lines were leaking in the front for about a week, so I took it to my buddy's shop. One line needed a new flare, so he had to cut it back and reflare, and the other line just needed the threads cleaned up again. And everything went back together. I've driven on it for about a month, and no leaks, no issues. Overall, is it worth it? I would say absolutely. So just in full transparency, I got the entire kit used for $250. That's kind of like an unbeatable price, seeing as that's about what you'd pay for like one caliper shipped from Wildwood. So obviously everything was used, but it was also nice that everything was kind of already somewhat put together, and I didn't really have to assemble all the little pieces. As far as I know right now, the Fastbrakes adapter kit is not available for sale from them. However, if you really wanted to, I think you could probably make your own. It's basically just stock steel that they drilled holes in and threaded for the right dimensions for the bracket. So, but all that to say is, yes, definitely worth it. My pedal feel is about the same. The brake temps seem to be less. They feel very linear in terms of how they put the pressure down, so still good for daily driving. Now, the one hang up I do have is that this kit came with track pads, and they squeal horrendously, even with having re-lubed the pads in the calipers. So I will be getting street pads as soon as I can, but for now I'm kind of just living with the horrendous squeal. So if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. I really appreciate all the encouragement you guys have given me. This is still very much an experimental channel, so if you have ideas, I'd love to hear them. Stickers are still available in the Big Cartel store. I don't know for how much longer, but if you want one, you can get one there. And I have a lot more videos planned, so I know we had a little bit of a gap there, but I'm still alive, and I'm hoping that you guys will like the new content. So stick around. Thanks for watching. Till next time. See you.
Be humble. Bitch, sit down. Be humble. Sit down.
For me, millimeter.
The 9mm.
Hey Sam, you have a broken axle.
I know.
Okay.
Oh,
Set it on camera.
that was disrespectful.